Holy cow. Hey, what's up guys? This is Aaron, and today I am taking a look at the most inexpensive C-stand that I was able to find on Amazon, and that is the C-stand from Lomtap. And before we get started, I did purchase this with my own money. I am not being compensated by Lomtap in any way, shape, or form to do this review. However, if you do click on the link that's down in the description below, please just know that that does benefit the channel. Now, I myself have been using a C-stand for a little while on the channel when I upgraded to a larger light with a larger softbox. But I really wanted to add a second C-stand to my rig to be able to use for over the top shots from that top-down view, maybe to be able to add like a fill light or to hold like a reflector or a bounce card. Now, one of the downsides of C-stands is that they are a lot more expensive than an average lighting stand. So I wanted to check out the least expensive C-stand on Amazon and see what kind of quality you can get for about $121 at the time of this video. So first things right off the bat, this one does come with a pretty nice nylon carrying case. I know you probably saw this when I first brought it out in the video here, but you know, a C-stand is pretty large. It's a little bit awkward, so actually having a carrying case is kind of nice. So in the bag you get like a little business card to check out, which is cool. But it also comes with some pretty cheap plastic clamps. You know, if you want to attach or clamp, I mean, you can never really have enough clamps, but you know, just first impression, this is a pretty cheap plastic clamp. I can't really imagine that this would be something that would last a very long time or maybe be able to hold up to a lot of abuse, but you know, right out of the box, this is kind of a nice accessory to start off with here. This does come as well with a sandbag, which is actually pretty nice. I've purchased other C-stands before that don't come with anywhere near the level of accessories that this one comes with. So, all right, so out of the box, I wanted to really check out and see what some of these clamps were like, because these are gonna be what are kind of holding your lights and doing most of the work of your C-stand. There's like a, I don't know, you probably won't be able to see this, but there's actually a little washer inside. There's actually a washer in the middle of the teeth. Overall though, I would say this particular clamp so far, it does feel the way that I would have expected, which is not entirely all that solid. It definitely feels like some cheaper metal that's been coated with like a chrome finish to make it feel more premium, to look more premium rather than feel, but it does feel a little bit cheap. And overall, I would say that this will probably wear down, and you know, over time, these gears, these plates here, the teeth will most likely kind of start to deteriorate because that's not really a high grade metal. But again, this is the most inexpensive C-stand that I could find, so I was expecting to have a few trade-offs in terms of the quality, but right out of the gate, I would say probably a manufacturing defect that this little plate here was actually still inside the teeth, but I took that off. Let's put it back together and see how these teeth feel once they are reassembled. Screw this guy back on. And yeah, that's definitely a lot tighter of a joint. But again, overall, it isn't inexpensive. They want you to know that it's Lomtap, so you got your Lomtap logo on a little sticker right there. But you know, this particular joint, it'll get the job done. If you're doing anything heavy usage, I would say, you probably want to consider upgrading. But if it's your first C-stand or something that you're going to be using not super heavy duty, I don't think that this is going to be too much of a problem. All right, now the legs, I mean, I don't think that this should be anything super duper exciting. Cool, and just as I was hoping, the actual piping here on the legs is, you know, it's pretty solid. I wasn't expecting anything super cheap. I was hoping that the whole part of the stand was gonna be pretty nice. Now, this part of the actual C-stand, these feel a lot more solid. This is a lot more solid metal than what you can get out of the clamp here. So that's kind of where they decided to save a few dollars. It just feels more substantial, so, which is good because that's the base of the stand. You want that to, you know, obviously be pretty decent. So one feature on these legs that's actually really cool that I want to call out is these feel a little bit spring-loaded. So they kind of got a bolt at the bottom of the leg here, and so I'm believing that that is kind of adding to a little spring-loaded system that you can kind of see there are some notches. Now, what's kind of cool about those notches is when you take and move the legs around on this, they are going to you know, kind of have some tension in them, and they're going to go from a locked position to this kind of standard spread position. So that's actually pretty cool. Other stands that I've had don't have that feature, and I think this is going to be really nice to making sure that you've always got a kind of nice consistent base, because you know that when you're locked into these positions, that's kind of in your nice kind of triangle style space. So actually kind of a nice feature from Lomtap on the legs, so pretty cool. All right, now we get to the big pole. This is the main arm that your light will be attached to, and these are usually threaded on both ends. Yep, so that is your standard, was that a 1/4-20? I think that's usually called your standard thread there. So that'll fit into your camera socket or anything that's a similar size to that. Got a little plastic screw on. Overall, I would say, you know, this is a hollow tube of metal. I feel like if I put any like pressure or force on it, I could actually probably like, you know, put it on my knee and bend it. And you can kind of see right here where on the other end also I've got a larger size thread, but you can maybe see right here where it's an attachment kind of stuck into this tube here. So I will say I've seen more high quality metal than this on your main pole, kind of the main shaft that holds your lights or your camera. But overall, you know, I don't think there's a weight rating that they put on this, but I think that it would hold any, you know, DSLR, mirrorless camera, combination of lenses. It should hold this just fine. But, you know, I would hope that this particular piece would have been a little bit higher quality. But again, you're gonna kind of get what you pay for here. And the main piece here, again, with the wonderful Lomtap stickers. Okay, so this piece does feel pretty substantial. It's got some nice weight to it. You know, this is going to be a hollow tube piece because that's the only way that the poles can kind of extend out. But this has got some nice weight to it. It's also got the nice kind of soft grip sleeve here, which is pretty good for moving these things around. So overall, this piece feels like it's pretty decent. You know, these threaded pieces here, obviously you've got a little bit of air cushion there, but these threaded pieces here, these feel like, you know, I would expect them to feel. I don't think there's really any major issues with this particular portion of the design. Just to kind of give you guys a quick close-up here. And you kind of got your stud here on the end. So we will attach one of the magic arms or magic clamps or whatever Lomtap's calling it. We're gonna attach one to here. Slide that guy right on there. Go below the little nubbin. And that's pretty well locked into place. Slide it onto the end. Make sure that it's in that little groove there. So overall, would I recommend that you purchase the C-stand from Lomtap? And I think the answer is it depends. If this is gonna be an environment where it's going to be stationary, it's not gonna be used a whole lot, you're not gonna be untwisting and retwisting that clamp with those teeth, I think this is a really good, really inexpensive, pretty decent C-stand. If you go on Amazon, the next highest priced C-stand may have better individual components, but overall, I do think that this is a pretty high quality first entry level C-stand that you can get for your setup. Guys, that's all I got on the Lomtap C-stand. If you like this video, please head down and give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know, I'll take an L, I'll take the thumbs down, that's okay. I just appreciate the engagement. If you have any questions on C-stands, or if you just wanna let me know what kind of lighting stand you're using that I should maybe check out on the channel, please let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.